Hey guys, every backendless application has a very powerful security model, and the security model is based on security that you can assign to various security roles and individual users. As far as security roles, to see the list of roles in the top level security, you would need to navigate to the users section and then click on security roles. In here in this list, you will see a list of all the built-in roles, and you can create your own custom roles. The way the built-in roles work is that many of them, such as Android user, .NET user, iOS user, JS user, and also server code user, they're mapped to individual API keys that you would use in your applications. So whenever you use, let's say, Android API key, then that any invocation made from your applications using that API key is going to be mapped to the Android user. This way, if you want to disable certain functionality for your Android users, such as, let's say, Android users cannot read files or they cannot remove data in the databases, you can simply click on the icons in the corresponding rows and columns to either enable or disable functionality for that specific role. And likewise, if you were to go for, let's say, server code user, that means that's your business logic, or JS user, you can control exactly the same way. In addition to the user roles assigned to various API keys, there are some additional ones, such as not authenticated user. And that is a role that is associated with any API request where there is no logged in user or where the API invocation doesn't carry any information about a logged in user. It is recommended that in your applications you disable as much functionality as you can for the not authenticated users unless it is absolutely needed. So earlier in one of the videos I was talking about API keys and how secure they should be. API keys are not meant to be secure. What's important is to actually assign security to various roles. For authenticated user, that is a role that is assigned to any user, to any API request where there is a concept of a logged in user. Additionally, there are roles such as Facebook user, Google Plus user, and Twitter user. These roles are associated with API requests for the users that logged in using a social network. The interface that you see here is the top level interface. So for example, going back to the Android user, notice that we removed an ability to remove data from the database. This applies to every single table that exists in the database, but you can override it on an individual table level. So here, if you were to go to the database and select a table, in there you can assign permissions at a lower level, which would be specific to individual data tables as they map to various roles.